Hi, so welcome to Hutz the Husky's first Dog Science Explained video. And as I know just me talking for ages is boring, I thought we'd have some cute clips of Hutzer playing with Oscar. Before I start, I just want to say I know you all have your own opinions. The aim of this video is not to convince you or tell you what you should be doing with your own dog. This is just an explanation of why Huskies tend to A, run away, and B, not come back when you call them. First of all, you need to understand about artificial and natural selection. So if you already know about those, you can skip this first part and go straight ahead to the next part. Okay, so say you breed a black Labrador with another black Labrador. What you're going to get is black puppies. And the reason for that is, in very simplified terms, the parents have genes for black fur, and those genes are passed on to any puppies they have. Now this also applies to a certain extent to behaviour. So say you have a collie that's excellent at herding sheep, and you breed her with another good collie who's good at herding sheep, those puppies are likely to be good herders too. Now obviously those puppies are going to need training, and bad training will turn them into bad herders, but they're sweet, their mixture of genes gives them the potential to be good herders. Now think about a Chihuahua or a Dalmatian. The chance of training them to be a good herder is about 0. And even if you did succeed, it would take you about 20-30 times as long, and they'd never be as good as that collie. They don't have the same genes, and so they don't have the same potential for learning to be a good herder. So we'd say that collies have been artificially selected for herding behaviour. When the breed was developed, any dog which excelled at herding would have been selected by the farmer to have loads of puppies, and so those dogs would pass on loads of copies of the good herder potential genes to the next generation. And then from that generation, the best herders are bred, and then from the next, and from the next, and what you end up with is a population of dogs who all have these herder potential genes. Right, so why does your husky run away and not come back when you call him? You need to know a little bit about the breed history for this to make sense. So the Siberian Husky originated in Siberia, Northeast Asia, around 3,000 years ago, and they were kept and bred by the, I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong, Chukchi people as sled dogs. Now, these dogs were rarely fed by their owners. They ran loose for part of the year because they weren't in use. So basically they had to catch their own food. This means the dogs with the highest prey drive, those the best at tracking, catching and killing prey, were the dogs that survived and had the most puppies. So a very high prey drive has evolved in this breed almost by natural selection. And what we've ended up with over the generations and generations is a breed with exceptionally high prey drive. Now essentially what this means is Huskies are really motivated to hunt. They have a really strong drive to catch prey, and they find the hunting really enjoyable. It's what we call highly intrinsically rewarding to them. Also, they're more likely than other breeds to be triggered into a predatory motor pattern and to follow it to its completion, to kill and then to eat whatever it is they're after. Also, because of their strong drive, they'll seek out opportunities to hunt. They won't just see a rabbit and go, they'll specifically go looking for rabbits. And this isn't a behaviour that they have to learn, this is an instinctive behaviour which is triggered by the smell or the sound of the prey. So far, it's very likely that a husky will chase prey and seek out opportunities to do so, running away from you in the process. Also, you're going to find calling them away extremely difficult because they find it so rewarding that nothing you have is going to beat that. And they're so focused on the hunting that the command that you give them is probably not even going to register. That being said, you can, with really intensive, well thought out training, get a husky to ignore chase opportunities and to come back from them once they've been triggered. I'm actually going to do a method video on that, so look out for that if that's something you're interested in. However, what you then have is the issue of whether that response to that training is going to be reliable or not. And that brings me on to the second point that I'm going to talk about. Huskies have been artificially selected for a trait called intelligence disobedience. Now, this is a trait which is invaluable in a sled dog, and I'll illustrate this with the time-old example. If you're running a team of dogs in Antarctica, and you give the HA or the G command, but there's a crack in the ice, something that makes your command dangerous to carry out, you want your dog to ignore this and to go the other way. You want them to disobey you. Now, my dog has done this before a couple of times. I've asked him to run on one side of a trail and he's ignored me and ran on the other side. Whenever this happens, there's always like a ditch or a rabbit hole that I would have fallen into. So basically what you have, unlike other breeds, who with the right training will hear your command and come back no hesitation, Huskies have been bred to think about commands before they obey. No matter how much training you do, your Husky will always think about it first before they come to your call, and what you'll find is the environment will usually be more interesting to them than you are. And again, that being said, you can, with a lot of hard work, train a Husky that coming back to you is the best choice. It takes a lot of time, and you're going to have to train for every distraction individually. And even then, in my opinion, you can never trust that they'll choose to come back. There's always a chance, a high chance, because of the way they've been bred, that they won't come back and they'll run away and they'll get hurt. Again, if you do want to recall train your dog, look out for that method video that we're going to be doing. One last point I'd just like to make. If you have a puppy, please don't be fooled by puppy behavior. As they develop, puppies go through distinct behavioral stages of development, and one of those is to follow and to stay close to you. This means Husky puppies will act amazing at recall, but when they grow out of that, and you don't know exactly when that's going to be, that behavior is going to stop, and if they're not on a lead, they can run away and they can get seriously hurt. And to those of you out there who feel like you failed your dog because he can't go off lead, or you're getting told that by other people, don't feel that way. Don't let other people tell you that. The main thing that I hear is, but don't they need to run? How do they get enough exercise? And yes, Huskies love to run. They were bred to run when harnessed to a sled. And they can run, they can get all that exercise, you can fulfill that breed need with a bike or a scooter, and trust me, they enjoy it more than running free because it's mentally stimulating as well. And yeah, this is another one I get. Huskies love to play with other dogs, but they can do that in an enclosed dog park or a garden or a tennis court or at a doggy daycare. And I don't believe that being on a lead makes them miss out on walks. They can still smell everything, they can experience everything, and if you do need or want them to have a little bit more freedom, you want them to play on the beach or to swim in a lake, get a long line, get a 30, 100-foot leash. So basically, don't feel bad for choosing to keep your dog safe, because it's nothing worth risking his life for. And there is a reason for it. It's not that you're a bad trainer, that your dog is a bad dog. They just don't have the same genetic potential that other breeds have to learn that really reliable recall.